Okay, today we're covering the physical geography of Mexico and Central America. Um, as I told you before, that Central America and Mexico are a part of an azimuth. An azimuth is a narrow piece of land that connects two larger landmass. So before we study this part, I need to remind you that they are all together making up Latin America, and they are speaking, or the official languages spoken there are Spanish and Portuguese, and also they are culturally involved together or have close ties together, and also they have strong ties with the United States of America. So today we're actually studying three different areas: Mexico, the Caribbean islands, and the Caribbean islands and Central America. But you'll find that they have the same features. Let's start.
Miss,
Yes.
can you please revise for tomorrow's quiz?
Ahmed,
For that Thursday quiz. So,
actually, I can't. We have a plan, we need to stick to it, but if you have any question, you can contact me. I don't mind. Study from the textbook, it's going to be very easy a quiz. Don't worry. Yeah. Who can
okay,
start
thanks.
reading land features? Abdullah Rashwan, I want you to start reading. Abdullah Rashwan. Okay, Laura. So Abdullah is not attending.
Yes, Miss. Mexico is the largest nation of the region, occupying about 2/3 of the land. Imagine a backwards Y along the western and eastern coasts of Mexico, with a tail to the south. That backwards Y neatly traces the mountain systems on Mexico's two coasts and south central region. The coastal ranges are called the Sierra Madre Occidental, Spanish for Western, and the Sierra Madre Oriental, Spanish for Eastern. They join in the southern highlands. Coastal plains flank the western and eastern mountains. The eastern plain is wider. Between the two arms of the Y is a vast highland region called the Central Plateau. It is the heartland of Mexico. The plateau is home to Mexico City, which is the capital, and a large share of the nation's people. Mexico has two peninsulas. The Yucatan Peninsula bulges northeast into the Gulf of Mexico. Baja California, Baja means lower in Spanish, extends to the south in western Mexico. Central Africa has landforms similar to those south central Mexico. Mountains can run down the center of these countries. Narrow coastal lowlands flank them on the coast and west. Mexico and Central Africa lie along the ring of fire that dims the Pacific Ocean. Earthquakes and volcanoes are common in the ring of fire. The Sierra Madre Occidental are made of volcanic rocks that they have no active volcanoes. The mountains in the southern part of the Central Plateau and in Central Africa, however, do have numerous active volcanoes. These volcanoes bring a benefit. Volcanic materials weather into fertile, productive soils.
All right, let me explain the most important physical features of landform in Mexico. You'll find three mountain chains. You'll find the Sierra Madre Oriental, the Sierra Madre Occidental, and the Sierra Madre de la Sur. These are the three mountain chains found there. Also, you'll find the Yucatan Peninsula, because Mexico has two peninsulas, the Yucatan Peninsula and Baja California. Okay, these are the two peninsulas found there. A very important part of Mexico that it lies actually in the Ring of Fire. So what do you think? What's the effect of being lying in the Ring of Fire on the area? If any area lies in the Ring of Fire, what will happen to this area? Who can
The
answer?
danger of volcanic eruptions.
Thank you very much. Number one.
Earthquakes.
Yes, occurrence or danger of volcanic eruptions. Yes, Mehi?
earthquakes
Earthquakes, yes, but it also leaves us with something
وتسوناميز مثلا.
important.
All natural disasters.
Sorry? Sorry, guys, again. You said that it's
Most natural disaster will happen on the ring fire.
okay, but after the eruption of the volcanoes, it will leave the land with
With fertile soil.
thank you very much, Johanna. It leaves the land with a fertile soil, which will be very productive soil or a benefit for crops. Okay, so these are the main two questions. What are the most important landforms in the area? I told you about the two peninsulas and the three mountain chains. And what are the effect of lying in the area of the ring of fire? Okay, we said that earthquakes are common there, but it is also leaves us with a very important thing, which is fertile soil for growing crops. Okay, here at this part, he is mentioning that we had a common earthquakes, which leaves us with collapsing of towns, crushing homes, killed hundreds of people. Let's move back to the bodies of water. Okay, who can read the bodies of water? Hannah, Hani, go ahead.
Okay, miss. Bodies of water. Mexico and Central America are bordered by the Pacific Ocean to the west. The Gulf of California, an inlet of the ocean, separates Baja California from the rest of Mexico. To the east, the region is surrounded by the waters of two arms of the Atlantic Ocean. They are the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. The region has few major rivers. In the northern half of Mexico, the climate is dry. This means that few rivers flow across the rocky landscape. Southern Mexico and Central America receive more rain, but the landscape is steep and mountainous, and the rivers are short. An important river is the Rio Bravo in the United States. This river is called the Rio Grande. The largest lake in the region is Lake Nicaragua
Nicaragua.
in Nicaragua. In Nicaragua. An important waterway in the region is not a river, but a feature built by people. It is the Panama Canal, built in the early 19th. The Panama Canal makes it possible for ships to pass between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans without journeying around South America. It saves thousands of miles of travel, which in turn saves time and money. It is one of the world's most important waterways.
So again, let me just explain this part. Here he's talking about the most important bodies of water, and he said that it is bordered actually by the Pacific Ocean to the west, the Gulf of California, which is an inlet to the ocean, and it's because of the ocean, it's an inlet to it. And it also plays a very important role in separating Baja California from the rest of Mexico. Also, you'll find it is surrounded of two arms of the Atlantic Ocean, which are the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Okay, the region also has major river, which actually in the northern half of Mexico, these rivers such as the Rio Bravo or the Rio Grande, we call it the Rio Grande in United States, but it's Rio Bravo in Mexico. We also have Lake Nicaragua, and Lake Nicaragua is the largest lake in the region. So we have one lake, we are bordered by oceans, we have the Rio Grande River. Also, this have helped them to build a very important canal, which is Panama Canal. Here, you'll find what's the importance of Panama Canal. Who can tell me what's the importance of Panama Canal?
It saves money and time for the journeys around South America.
Yes, it actually saves money. It's a very good way to travel and a very important waterway in order to trade for trading and so on. This is the importance of any canal, whatever the canal is. So again, we have today talked about the landforms and the bodies of water. I'm trying to finish the lesson because this is the last online session. On Thursday, we have a quiz. So let's complete the lesson. Here, we've been talking about the climate. And actually, the climate in Mexico is divided into 3 climate zones. Who can read about the climate? Abdullah Rashwan, you joined us. Are you here? Abdullah,
Yes, miss.
please read the climates.
Yes, okay. Most of Mexico and Central America lie in the tropics because of their location near the equator. It might seem that the climate would be hot, although the coastal lowlands are hot. Areas with higher elevation are not. The highlands are much cooler. Nearly the entire region can be divided into 3 vertical climate zones: soil, crops, animals, and climate change from zone to zone. The Tierra Caliente, or hot land, is the warmest zone. It reaches from sea level to about 2,500 feet above sea level. Major crops grown here are bananas, sugarcane, and rice. Next highest is the Tierra Templada, or temperate land. This climate zone has cooler temperatures. Here, farmers grow such crops as corn, coffee, and wheat. Most of the region's people live in the climate zone. Higher in elevation is the Tierra Fria, or cold land. This region has chilly nights. It can be used for dairy farming and to grow hardy crops such as potatoes, barley, and wheat.
All right, here, as I told you before, we're going to be dividing the climate into 3 main climate zones: Tierra Caliente, the Tierra Templada, and the Tierra Fria. But we have another climate zone, the fourth one, down here. It's called the frozen land. We call it the frozen land, but we're going to be talking about it at the end. Abdullah said that number 1, most of the land lies in the tropic, which because it's near the equator, so you can imagine that most of the land will be a little bit hot. Here, I want you to compare between the 3 climate zones and to mention the crops that you can find there. Number 1, the Tierra Caliente. What kind of weather, what kind of crops? Who can tell me? Tierra Caliente. Mahi? Mahi?
Miss, I was raising my hand for
It's
a
okay, I'm
question
just
that you
asking you.
asked already.
I'm just asking you. Tierra Caliente, what kind of weather, what kind of crops? It's in front of you here. You'll find it here. Huh? I guess there's something with the mic. Heritage, go ahead.
It is the hot land and the warmest zone, and the major crops, bananas, sugarcane, and rice.
Thank you very much. What about the Tierra Templada? Templada means temperate, so we can find out the weather from there. Adham Sadat,
Yes, Miss said.
tell me about the Tierra Templada. What kind of weather, what kind of crops?
Okay. It has cool weather, and they grow some cash crops such as coffee. They also grow wheat and corn. And most of the people in Tierra Templada uh, live in the same climate zone.
Yes, actually, it has most people living there. Okay, what about the Tierra Freya? Tierra Freya, Farah Mahla?
It's the cold land. It has chilly nights, and it's only used for daily farming and to grow hearty crops like potatoes, barley, and wheat.
All right, see, these are the most common climate zone. As you can see here on this drawing, you'll find the Tierra Caliente, then the Tierra Freya, Templada, then the Tierra Freya. But here we have a fourth climate zone. We call it the Tierra Helada. And Tierra Helada has actually no life at all, mostly no life at all. Geographers has designate other vertical climate zones with a very little or few human activities that happens in the Tierra Helada or the frozen land. So actually we have 4 climate zones, but the 3 of them are the most common or the most important. Tierra Caliente, Tierra Templata, and the Tierra Fría. The Tierra Helada has almost no human activity. We have another kind of climate zones, which is the rest of Mexico has tropical, wet and dry climate. Farah, please read.
Starting from tropical wet dry climate.
Yes, please.
Much of Mexico and Central America have a tropical wet dry climate. The climate is characterized by two distinct seasons. The wet season during the summer months is when most of the precipitation falls. The dry season occurs during the winter months. The dry season is longer in the areas farther from the equator and closer to the polar regions. The region's tropical location exposes it to another natural hazard. Ferocious hurricanes can strike in the summer and early autumn months. These storms do great damage. For example, a 1998 hurricane killed more than 9,000 people in Honduras and destroyed 150,000 homes.
All right, the second climate zone here after the division will be the tropical wet and dry climate. We said that much of Mexico and Central America have tropical wet dry climate, which is divided into two seasons. Who can tell me about the two seasons? Tropical wet and dry climate, what are the two seasons? Hannah Hani?
Wet and dry?
Yes, wet and dry. What about the dry season? Explain it for me and the other season. Can you, huh? Bomika, is Bomika here? Bomika?
Yes,
Bomika?
yes,
Tell me
sister.
about the two seasons, please.
We have two seasons that are wet and dry, and during the summer months, it's the wet season, and there is a lot of precipitation. But the dry season, it's near the equator and closer to the polar regions.
All right. So these are
And
mainly the two seasons. The
yes,
summer months happens that it's a little bit dry and it's farther a little bit from the equator, but it's closer to the polar region. What about the tropical location exposes to another natural hazard? We said that we have dangerous things that happen there. For example, we have hurricane, which is called the Honduras. It has destroyed more than 150,000 homes. Let's move to the natural resources in Mexico and Central America. Noor Al Arabi, Noor, please read about the natural resources.
Yes, miss. Natural resources. Oil and natural gas are Mexico's most important resources. They are found along the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. In the Gulf waters, Mexico is an important oil producing country. It has enough oil and gas to meet its own needs and still export a large amount. The exports help fuel the nation's economy. However, Mexico's oil production has declined since 2004. Many oil fields are old and are starting to run out of oil. When Spanish explorers first came to Mexico, they were attracted to areas gold and silver. Mexico still produces silver, which is mined in the central and north central parts of the country. Gold also is still mined in Mexico. Other minerals include copper, iron ore, and bauxite. Bauxite is used to make aluminum.
Okay, the seven
The
smaller.
seven smaller nations of Central America have few mineral resources. Do I continue?
Yes. Nicaragua.
Okay, the, the seven smaller nations of Central America have few mineral resources. Nicaragua is an exception, with gold, silver, iron ore, lead, zinc, and copper. The nation is so poor, however, that it has not been able to take advantage of these deposits. Guatemala
Mala?
also has some oil. Guatemala also has some oil, and its mountains produce nickel.
All right, here are the most important natural resources in the area. You'll find that we have oil, natural gas that can be طبعا found in the Gulf of Mexico. Also, it has enough gas to match their needs or to meet their needs. A second important resource is the bauxite, and bauxite is very important to make aluminium. Also, Mexico produces silver, which is mined in Mexico and Central America, and which will be later on a very important reason why did they invade Mexico? Why did the colonists came and invade Mexico? You'll find also many mineral resources in 7 nations of Central America, but Nicaragua is an exception. Why? Nicaragua has gold, silver, iron ore, lead, zinc, copper. So it's very important. And the nation is so poor, however. It has all of these resources, but nobody is taking advantage of them. And Guatemala has also some oil and some mountains produce nickel. This is all about Mexico and Central America. Inshallah, next week, because we don't have another session this week, I have tomorrow with the physical student, so I can finish the lesson, but I will give you like a quick revision on it. Inshallah, next session, next online session. You can join me in the extra care for the online students. Join me in the extra care, and I will explain the rest of the lesson, okay? When is our online session? Is it Sunday? I guess it's on Sunday. So please join me. I will re-explain the rest of the lesson for you because I'm gonna finish the lesson tomorrow for the physical students. Anyone want to
This
ask?
is the online session is tomorrow.
No, tomorrow, the online extra care?
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow at 10:30.
Okay, I'm gonna join you and I'm going to explain the Caribbean islands. Then I will explain it in the class for the physical students. So we can finish the lesson because on Thursday we have a quiz and we don't have a session. Anyone want to ask any
Okay.
question about Mexico?
No, thank you.
We're going to be only studying the most important bodies of water, the most important landforms, then the climate zones and the natural resources found there. Okay. Anyone has any question about the assignments, guys? Do not forget. This week we'll have the last assignment on Thursday. And I will check on Saturday and I will put the homework marks. I will not wait anymore for any late assignment. You have only till, inshallah, till Saturday. يعني only, let's say Sunday morning. About the project, I already uploaded the topics, but there will be a change in the due date. So you can start working on it, but wait for the due date. I will tell you about the due date, inshallah, maximum by Thursday. Okay, anyone has any question?
Yes, Miss Sally. Well, the last homework will be next Thursday only
Yes, this will be the last homework for the term.
for
I won't give
this
more.
lesson.
So we'll be having till Thursday 5 homeworks, okay? And I will divide the marks among them. So you still have till Sunday morning to finish up all your late homeworks. Then I will not accept any homework. Okay, guys, anyone has any question?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, see you next week. See you tomorrow, بقى, inshallah, on the extra care.
Bye.
Bye.